Everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is At the Buzzer, and we're joined as always by Jack Tiernan to break down the end of the season, the NBA Finals,
Yeah.
the playoffs. It's all over. The Bucks are champions, winning the series 4-2 in the game 105-98. And Jack, what'd you see out there? What are the big takeaways?
A couple big takeaways. One, I was super wrong. I think
Me
we
too,
both were
me too.
wrong. Yeah,
Yep.
I think we can own it. We can own it.
Oh,
Um,
definitely.
I don't. I think Giannis was too much to bear when he got into that. Like he got into the zone, man, and he was really just putting that team on his back and willing them to victory. A couple of those games. Last night, Game 6 being an example.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show, like, when you're a dude who is that physically imposing, and I've seen this floating around Twitter a lot, the size difference that he's had over the last 5, 6 years, right, is just insane. Like 3 or 4 inches and like 50 pounds of pure muscle. The
Muscle,
dude is a
just,
monster. Yeah, like watching him on the court is just such a different specimen than everybody else out there. So it's not surprising he really was able to take over.
Yeah, no, he's an absolute matchup nightmare. I don't know, like,
Yeah.
only like prime LeBron James is like comparable at this point
Yeah,
to what
seriously.
he's going out there with. So,
He's 26.
congratulations. I know he's 26. He's gonna be here for so
I-
long. Another 10
right.
years of, dominance. So the Bucks gotta hang on to him.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously, congratulations to him. Congratulations, of course, to Aaron Rodgers as part owner. Larry Fitzgerald once again came up short in his quest for a championship.
Dude is never gonna get a ring.
Never. I thought this was the loophole.
Me
I
too.
thought this was it. He's gonna have to come back next year now. We haven't
Same as
heard whether or
CP3, I
not-
think. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So hey, and like I said, if he had won, I would have bought a CP3 jersey. I guess
I
it
know.
saves my wallet a little bit. I don't know, but yeah. What like other than Giannis just being a freak of nature, just stepping up, scoring 50 points out of 105. And what was his stat line?
I was 50, 14, and 2. Again, he's a big guy. You're not going to see a lot of assists, but 14
Right.
rebounds. Dude, that is a monster. Like, I don't even know how else to describe that.
Yeah.
Chris Middleton, Bobby Portis, like that is the core of that team. Even Brook Lopez, man, like the corpse of Brook Lopez is out there getting rebounds, putting down some monster dunks, and I'm like, it's not what I expected to see at all. Not what I expected to see at all. Something else that's funny is the stat line. Mid-season acquisition for PJ Tucker, right? There were a couple times in this finals where he put up 0 points, but he's not out there for offense, right? He's out there for D. So it'll be interesting to see if the Bucks can credit some of their success to him and they try to keep him around, even though offensively he's a no-show.
Right.
But obviously they don't need anybody else on offense when you have Giannis and Chris Middleton pouring in buckets. So
Yeah, so I guess just right off the bat, like they're bringing back a good core of their team. Do you think the Bucks are here again this time next year, at least competing for a championship again?
this goes back to a conversation we had earlier where it's like, okay, is this season the anomaly because of COVID and the pandemic? But I think watching these guys play together, especially the Bucks, I think you watch them play together and you're like, damn, these guys are good. Like they figured something out. And the same can be said for the Suns. I think it depends on how the Nets come back. Everybody's injured, or not injured, rather nobody's injured. So is KD, Kyrie, and Harden with some time this offseason together? Are they going to be better? Something to consider. But I think these are two teams that I think are locked for the playoffs, like 100%. Probably not first round exits, barring a huge upset. But at the same time, we said the same thing for the Heat last year. So
That's a good
basketball,
point. Yeah.
such a huge toss up, man. So many things can happen. But assuming these two teams come back relatively unchanged from their core, yeah, I could definitely see them at least in the conference finals.
Right, and like you said, Giannis, he's only 26. That's nothing.
Man,
He's so
I know.
young. He's only getting better with each year right now. He's just entering the prime of his career, so watch
Right.
out. Eastern Conference, like
For
he's
real.
gonna be a problem for a long time. And Yeah, he seems also like a pretty cool guy from what I've seen on social media. So you got to feel good about him winning. Obviously, I was rooting for the Suns. I wanted Chris Paul to finally win a
Me too, man.
championship. It didn't happen. Was this probably, you think, his last best chance rather, to take it home?
You know, I think you could say yes or no, and you'd be right either way. I think there is hope for him if he comes back to the Suns. I think it's easy to kind of plug and play here. I think the only other option, as much as it pains for me to say this, is the Lakers.
Right.
Which I hope is not the case. But that's those are probably his only two shots. I really don't see him winning if he goes anywhere else.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, it would suck because like we spent a lot of time on this show being like, it's really cool how he didn't go to like crazy like team that's going to be competing, and like he didn't kind of just hitch his wagon to that. He went to the Suns. Like, this is more organic, but yeah, it didn't work out. So I guess I couldn't blame him if he did do that, because like we've certainly seen plenty of players in the twilight of their career hitch their wagon to the predominant, like dominant, or I guess like the team that seems most likely to win a championship, which in the West is the Lakers, barring injury, and in the East would be the Nets, although I don't think the Nets really need CP3.
No, I think that would be so redundant to Kyrie. But speaking of hitching wagons, we're going to talk about my guy Jeff Teague real quick. Another person who I probably owe an apology to.
Yes.
After bashing Jeff Teague on the Celtics for pretty much the entire season, and then bashing Jeff Teague on the Milwaukee Bucks, Jeff Teague, I'm sorry if you're out there, definitely listening. So granted, he was pretty bad in the finals. He knew what team he wanted to play for, and he gets himself a championship and a ring out of it. I mean, well, I know it hurts me as a Celtics fan, right? I guess Danny Ainge's last gift to the basketball world, showing Jeff Teague still had something left in the tank when they signed him this offseason, and then just saying, you know what, this sucks. Like, get out of here. Like, I don't ever want to see your face in Beantown again. But it's fine. I'm over it.
Hey, I mean, we all, as part of like these shows talking about sports, we're all gonna be wrong. Like, it's just what it is.
Often.
All you can do is just, exactly. All you can do is just take your lumps. I mean, I was very like sure that the Suns were gonna win this series, especially after going up 2-0. So, hey, I mean, huge credit to the Bucks coming back and not reverse sweeping, but like winning 4 in a row and just. Yeah, I mean, it was a fun playoffs.
It was.
Especially because it wasn't just like the same old, players competing. This was great. I saw a meme that either team, it would have been the first championship for everyone involved. Don't know how accurate that is, but it seems to be true, so I'm just going to go with it and say, like, this is cool. Giannis, expect him to, be accomplishing big things for a long time. I mean, it's just so impressive. So, I mean, I guess the only other question is, like, did you watch Space Jam 2 this weekend? I know it came out. I haven't seen it yet, but
no, I've heard pretty much abysmal things, honestly, which is really sad.
Great things, yeah. I was looking forward to it. I was like, oh, this will be silly.
Me too.
And fun. And it probably is. It probably is. Like, if you were a kid, it'd be sick. I don't know. I haven't watched Space Jam in a long time.
No,
because I loved it as a kid and I don't want to ruin it as an adult. I just want to hold on to the memory of it. So I will probably watch Space Jam 2 and eventually, have an opinion about it. But, I guess anything else you want to touch on before we get on out of here?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I just want to preach about Giannis real quick, and it'll be super quick. But dude, I love this, watching him react to everything after he won the finals, and just like knowing his story, kind of, right? Which again, I'll spare all the details, but basically, like, he and his brothers, pretty poor in Greece, sold like CDs and watches on the streets of like some Greek city, and now they all have championship rings, right? 3 of the 4 brothers that went to the NBA all have championship rings. So I just think that's a little wholesome. He's a very self-aware dude, and just, I don't think I would have felt the same if Chris Paul won it in that retrospect. Whereas I think CP3, different reasons, of course, happy for CP3 and Book. But man, nothing really like a feel-good story like Giannis, who really was on the up and up in the NBA and finally has his ring.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much guaranteed that there will be a movie based on his life now. Like, it's the perfect capstone.
Bet my life savings.
So, we got the Kurt Warner movie that's coming out. That's in production right now. The jerseys for it look awful, so hopefully they do a better job of recreating the Bucks jerseys for the Giannis movie one day. But, good for him. Congratulations to all the fans in Milwaukee. I know you're probably stressing about the Packers and what's happening with Aaron Rodgers. I hope this at least takes the edge off. We will be back talking about off-season NBA stuff. The show doesn't stop here. Jack, where can they find you online?
No way. You'll definitely be able to find us. I'll be tweeting about NBA offseason, pretty much all offseason. My Twitter handle is Jack_Tiernan. Definitely have NBA takes for you coming.
Awesome. Follow him there. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheFakeBMar. It's BMARR. You can follow the channel on Twitter at WGEverything, at Wicked Good Sport as well. It's on Instagram at Wicked Good Everything, Twitch, Wicked Good Everything, YouTube.com/Wicked Good Everything, and TikTok, search Wicked Good Everything. This channel is, of course, Wicked Good Sports. Our podcasting channel is Better Radio. Find us in all the places. We have content on top of content just coming out all the time. I'm sure there's something you're interested in. And we'll be back soon with more sports talk. Jack, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you all so much for listening.